What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up with it? What's up with it? What's up, everybody? How are we doing? How are we doing? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. We've been having a great day today. Hope you guys are all doing well. We're going to be answering as many questions as possible tonight. And hopefully the game ends up being as good. Just putting a banner up on the screen. Make sure you guys leave your questions in chat. Hit that subscribe button like it owes you money if you're new to the channel. I appreciate that. Let's get on into things here. Trade Jacobs and Wilson for Kupp and Connor. Wilson. Garrett Wilson? No, you cannot do that. That would be an awful trade. Pick one. I would play Worthy. Gus Edwards or Allen, I'd play Allen. Ford or Zamir? Ford. Yo, what's going on? Should I start Diggs? Yeah, Diggs is fine. Yo, what's up? Should I trade Cooks for Steele? Yeah, Hollywood Brown's out for the season, so you don't need him anymore. I think I'd rather have Cooks than Steele, if I'm being honest with you. I think Hunt's going to be the guy to have in Cincinnati, I believe. 36,143. All right. Make sure you guys subscribe to the stream. Our goal is to hit 40,000 subscribers this season. We currently have 36,143. So make sure you guys subscribe if you're new. Calvin Ridley or Jerome Ford? I would personally play Ford. No, I'd play Ridley. Trade Jacobs and Wilson for Kupp. No, I would not do that. First super chat here from Roderick. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Down bad. Kirk, Mooney, or Jawan Jennings? I have to move Jawan Jennings up my rankings. The answer is Jawan Jennings. More than likely, no George Kittle. No Deebo Samuel. Solid matchup. They're going to bracket Brandon Ayuk. So I think we're to see a pretty big game out of Jawan Jennings. Now, technically, I think Mooney would be a little bit safer. Kirk is basically fucking dust at this point. I don't really want anything to do with Kirk. I mean, he's only really dust though because the team is so bad. Like the Jaguars haven't lived up to expectations one bit. I'm not going to play Kirk, so I'm going to go with Jawan Jennings. I think Jawan Jennings has at least at minimum, a decent enough game for the 49ers. So I definitely go with Jawan Jennings over those guys. Thank you for the super chat, Nicholas, as well. Judge Judy or Demarcus Robinson. That's close to me. The fact that Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua are out on paper should mean that we should be seeing a gigantic game out of Demarcus Robinson, right? When you compare Whittington, when you compare the other wide receivers they have, Parkinson, Demarcus Robinson should be seeing a ton of volume. Problem is the matchup isn't great and the offensive line is hurt, and that's going to lead to Matthew Stafford not having a ton of time to throw the ball. So I'm going to go with Judy. I'm going to go with Judge Judy. He has scored above, I believe, 12, at least minimum 10 points in back-to-back weeks. He seems like the 1B to Cooper's 1A in the offense, except for Cooper's getting all the targets and isn't doing anything with it. Jerry Judy's been having some good games. Jerry Judy may have reinvigorated his career in Cleveland, even though I didn't think that was possible. So I'm definitely going to go with Judy, and I just feel a lot more confident. Again, do I love Deshaun Watson? No, but Deshaun Watson, at least when he's throwing the ball to Jerry Judy, it looks good. So I'm definitely playing Jerry Judy over Demarcus Robinson. I have Jerry Judy ranked significantly higher. Jeffrey, my man, thank you for the super chat. Likely or Freiermuth? Now, that's a great question because Freiermuth has actually been very consistent so far this season. Now, Freiermuth has yet to have that huge game, and I think that's mainly just due to how the offense works as a whole. Their goal of this offense isn't to go in there and kick the teeth in of the defense, right? The goal isn't to go in there and score 30 points, right? Have a high scoring game, right? Put the defense on their back. Instead, the goal of the Pittsburgh Steelers is run the ball, don't turn the ball over, and hope we can get into field goal range, kick a field goal, hope we can run the ball in. So Fryermuth's not going to get a lot of opportunities to score touchdowns, but he's a very safe 8 to 9 points. Likely, we saw the boom in week 1 where he had that huge game. We saw the doom in week 2 where he didn't play as well. Ultimately, I'm going to go with the guy that has more upside, and that's Isaiah Likely. I was a little bit concerned by his usage last week. I thought they kind of used him wrong against the Raiders. They just didn't give him as many snaps as they did in week number 1, which kind of is shocking, right? With how good he played up against the Chiefs. Why would you try and mess with that? But obviously, Andrews is there. But I'm going to go with Likely. Last week, Fryermuth got kicked in the behind by the fact that Darnell Washington caught the touchdown. So I'm definitely going to go with Likely. Higher upside, and I just like the offense a lot better. Next question here from Daniel. Thank you for the super chat. Need a wide receiver and a flex. Charbonnet, Worthy, Ridley, and Najee. So for the flex, it's 100% going to be Zach Charbonnet going up against the Dolphins defense that literally can't stop anything. The Miami Dolphins have one of the worst run defenses I have ever seen assembled on this earth. The Dolphins cannot stop the run, and it is shockingly bad. It is shockingly hard to watch every single week as a Dolphins fan, as the running back plows us every single game. Doesn't matter if it's Cook, doesn't matter if it's Charbonnet, doesn't matter if it's you or me out there. Maybe Daniel, it's you out there running the ball. They are going to get demolished. So definitely Charbonnet, lock him in at the flex. And then the question is really, do you want the safety or do you want the upside? Worthy's either going to get you 0 points or he's going to pop off and get you 20 points, right? Whereas I think Ridley is just a lot safer of a bet. On my team, I am definitely going to play Ridley over Worthy. I've Ridley ranked as the wide receiver 25, and I have Worthy down at 32. I have Ridley 6 spots higher than expert consensus. I'm going with Ridley and Charbonnet. Next question here from Brett. Start Ayuk over Tyreek, have Nico and Rashi. I would. Now, the fact that they don't have George Kittle more than likely, the fact that Deebo Samuel is out means that there are going to be, and more than likely, they're not going to have George Kittle. I don't remember if I said that or not. Maybe I did, and now I sound stupid, but I'm playing Ayuk because of that. Tyreek is going to be fine without Skyler. Now, the 30-plus point game, the game where he gets 160 yards, 2 touchdowns, has been flushed down the toilet. Him getting 8-10 targets potentially is still there, and if he busts one off, sure, he could have a really good game, but his ceiling to me has been bumped down at least a couple of pegs. Now, does that mean that Tyreek Hill is you trade him for a used condom and a half-eaten bag of potato chips? Of course not, but we have to start adjusting our expectations. My expectations is that Ayuk is going to get fed the ball. Now, he's going to get potentially bracketed. There might be multiple guys on him, but he's going to get fed. And when Ayuk gets fed, that's when he rips off those top 10, top 5 games in fantasy football. I know he hasn't really been great thus far this year, but I would 100% start Ayuk over Tyreek. I have, spoiler alert for my rankings that are dropping tomorrow's video. The rankings are also available on Patreon, link in the video description. Ayuk is in tier 2 as the wide receiver 13. Tyreek is in tier 3 as the wide receiver 15. I know 13 to 15 isn't a wide margin, but the fact that they're in different tiers tells you I am a whole lot more confident in Brandon Ayuk. So thank you very much for the super chat. Definitely go with Ayuk. And again, guys, you don't have to super chat to get your question answered. I try to answer as many questions as possible. I just go through all of the super chats first. I am definitely going to have to look into doing the membership program as well to get people who want to be members. They would also get extra priority in doing these. So Ramondre, David Montgomery, Sharps, Pollard, full PPR. This is a tough question. Raymond/Raman. I apologize if I say name wrong. I believe it's Raymond Singh. Sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. Again, I am stupid, and we all know that. So I'm good at a couple things. I'm good at doing my actual real life job. Good at talking about fantasy football, and some people say I'm funny too. So that's what I got going for me. So Ramondre Stevenson is a definite lock him in. Jets defense, no bueno against the run. So I think Ramondre is going to be a top 12 back. Then it's between Charbonnet, Pollard, and Montgomery. Montgomery is the layup, right? You want to get 12 points, you play Montgomery. But I'm going with Charbonnet. Again, this matchup up against the Dolphins is salivating. It is a really, really, really good spot for Charbonnet. So I'm going with Charbonnet and Ramondre Stevenson. I think both these guys could end up as top 5 running backs on the week. So Ramondre and Charbonnet faux show. And then obviously, if we end up not seeing Ramondre, or if we see Kenneth Walker magically play, which he's not going to, if he magically plays, then you would go ahead and play Pollard. But it's Ramondre and Charbonnet. Next question here from Kiop says Tyler Johnson, Quentin Johnston, Zeke, or Deontay Johnson. I'm going to go ahead. Is anyone else's stream spotty? Is it Caitlin? Or it might just be you, because my internet, I normally get like this thing on my screen when I'm streaming that like flickers a bunch of times. That's like, hey, your internet's fucked up. And then normally I start to panic. I mean, you guys probably can't see it because I'm good at disguising. I've got a great poker face, but normally if something's messed up, I am panicking on the inside. But it will lag every once in a while when I like pull random stuff up on my computer. Like right now, it says lagging a little bit. I would go with Deontay Johnson there. Deontay Johnson feels like one of the safer bets this week. Now, I know he hasn't been safe at all this season. I know that the usage has been terrible. I know that the quarterback play has been absolutely atrocious. It is downright laughable how bad the workload has been for Deontay Johnson based upon where you drafted him. He looked like he was dead in the water, dead on arrival, DOA. But now with Andy Dalton, I expect him to get resurrected here. I think Deontay Johnson ends up popping off for a potential top 12 game. I'm not going to have him ranked that high. My confidence level in Deontay Johnson is significantly higher than any of these other players, so it's Deontay Johnson. Next question here from Jonathan. Thank you for the super chat. J.K. Dobbins and Barkley, but also have Swift. I'm definitely playing Dobbins and Barkley over DeAndre Swift. I think DeAndre Swift is going to end up being a good play. I think I am going to end up eating my words on Swift. I thought Swift was in a committee. He is very clearly not in a committee. He is very clearly the lead back on that team. The problem comes from the team. The team itself is dead. The team itself is bad because of Caleb Williams, because of the offensive line. I think eventually Swift will end up having some big games once the offense plays a lot better. But as of right now, you definitely just want to be playing Dobbins and Barkley. Don't even think about playing Swift. Emmanuel, my man, thank you for the super chat. Yo, Brick, Nick, what's going on? Should I have picked up Jennings if Higgins is out and dropped Johnston, or keep Johnston stashed for the long run and use him tonight if Higgins is hurt? I don't know how useful Jennings will be long run. Now, in the long run, I don't think Jennings will be the most useful player. But you could say the exact same thing about Quentin Johnston. Quentin Johnston having one huge game shouldn't instantly propel you to thinking Quentin Johnston is a must-start player. Look, I really don't. Let me just read some more about this. I really don't know if I would want to play Higgins this week if he was healthy. Not because I think Higgins is a bad player, but because when you come off of an injury like that and you're coming back instantly, it could lead to him being a little bit sluggish in the first game back. So I'd probably drop Johnston and just rock with Juwan Jennings. That would be what I would do personally. And then next week, if you need because you're not going to play Johnston this week against the fucking the Steelers. That's like a terrible matchup for him, a really bad spot for him. I don't really see him smashing it again. Could T. Higgins have a good game? Yeah. Shout out LA Knight, but I don't think that's the more likely scenario. So I would cut Quentin Johnston, pick up Juwan Jennings, and play Juwan Jennings in my flex over T. Higgins. That's personally what I would do. Thank you for the super chat. If you feel comfortable playing Higgins, I think Higgins is going to play. You can play Higgins and keep QJ because technically I think Quentin Johnston has more value than Juwan Jennings inherently for the season. But in my opinion, I'm a little bit more pessimistic when it comes to Higgins this week. That's just my personal opinion. Next question here. Ramsey says, Moss, Higgins, Judy, Demarcus Robinson, Downs in my flex. I think Moss is going to end up having a good game, but I'm just going to go with Judy. Judy has been reliable in back-to-back games. and I like the Browns matchup. I have Jerry Jeudy ranked way higher than consensus. He's going up against the Cleveland Browns, and we all know, or he's on the Cleveland Browns. We know he's going up against the Giants that just don't have a great defense. I see no reason as to why Jeudy couldn't put up, at minimum, a respectable game, right? He has scored 11 and 12 fantasy points, top 32 in both games. Could he score 15 or 20 against the Giants? Yes. Yes, he could. Will it be easy? Maybe. So I would definitely go with Jeudy. If I had to rank them, it would be Jeudy, Moss, then Demarcus Robinson, Downs, and then Higgins. So I would definitely play. Actually, I'd have Higgins ranked above Downs, but I'm definitely going to go ahead and play Jerry Jeudy. I think he's the safest bet with a ton of upside. Full PPR in the flex, Vo Innocent OV. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Full PPR in the flex, Stevenson, Evans, or Neighbors. This is the kind of question that is going to keep me up at night as someone that gives out advice. You paid for the question. I give you your answer. And then it's such a tough question that, it keeps me up at night because it is hard to answer questions like that, right? Where the answer isn't as obvious, right? It's not like the answer here is hidden in plain sight. So I would go personally. I'm playing Stevenson. I know Evans was really good in week 1. He's got a really good matchup this week, so I think he's gonna have a big game. Neighbors just got fed 64% of the target share last week, so he's gonna have a good game too, probably. But Stevenson has a wet dream matchup against the Jets. Stevenson has performed in back-to-back weeks as an upper echelon running back. And based upon Stevenson's pass catching upside, and based upon the fact that I think there's going to be a low scoring game where they're going to be able to run the whole game, it's not going to be a game, in my opinion, where we see the Jets blow them out of the water, right? Where the Jets fucking drop the elbow down on them. I think this is going to be a close game that heavily, 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 heavily benefits Stevenson. So I'm going to Stevenson. Make sure that you put Stevenson in, though, as your running back 1 or 2, and put the other player on your flex, because if for some reason your other running back is just magically ruled out, like Evan Ingram getting hurt before the game, you want to make sure you have ways to pivot. But the answer is Stevenson. Next question here from Beamy Studios. Travis Etienne or J.K. Dobbins this week? Big boss, thank you for the super chat. Normally, the answer would be Dobbins. Like, in a vacuum, both guys healthy, I would rather have Dobbins. Etienne hasn't looked the best. The Jaguars don't look the best. But Dobbins this week is going up against the Steelers. It's a very tough matchup for the Chargers. It is a game where maybe Dobbins gets enough dump offs, but they still have Edwards. Like, there's enough of concern there for me to avoid him. I don't love Travis Etienne by any means this week. I wish you didn't have to play him, but I'm playing Etienne over Dobbins. I have Etienne ranked 2 spots over Dobbins. I think Etienne will be able to run up against the Bills defense. The question is, can the offense actually push it into higher gear to be able to run the ball more in the game? But I'm definitely going to go with Travis Etienne there over J.K. Dobbins. But normally you're going to want Dobbins in there. Next question from Nicholas again. Thank you for the super chat. Starting McBride, flex Laporta or Demarcus Robinson. Dude, Laporta has been a straight up dud through this part of the season thus far. I'm not going to sit here and lie straight to your guys' faces and tell you, oh my God, things have been so much different, because they haven't, right? It's been basically you play McBride, you play Laporta, and it feels like you're getting fucking diddled every single week. But this week, I would play Laporta over Demarcus Robinson. Again, I really do believe, Kevin, send the head-to-head. But I think that this is going to be the Laporta game. Everyone is so down on Laporta that I think he's going to explode this week. And Demarcus Robinson is technically in a good situation, but he's really in a bad situation because the offensive line in LA is so bad that he's not going to have Stafford's not going to have a lot of time to throw to Demarcus Robinson. Demarcus Robinson to me is like a last-ditch effort type of play. And when you have Laporta, I'd rather just play Laporta. Next question here from Jose says Marvin Harrison Jr., Ayuk, or Jordan Mason. Another question that will keep me up at night, keep me up all night. I am personally going to play Maserati, Marvin Harrison Jr. The guy popped off last week. Everyone was getting on my Johnson about how, oh my God, you told me to draft Marvin Harrison and Marvin Harrison sucks, right? And then Marvin Harrison obviously popped off, had a huge game as projected, Not going to panic after one game, but I'm not trying to shit on you guys. It's more like of a joking fashion, but I'm definitely going Maserati Marv. Love the matchup. Love the game script potentially being super high scoring. And then between Ayuk and Mason, I think Ayuk's going to have a huge game, but I'm just going to play Mason. They both have similar upside. The difference is Mason has actually put up numbers the last couple of weeks, and Ayuk has been absolutely stinky. So we're just going to go ahead and play Jordan Mason. So Jordan Mason and Maserati Marv is the answer to that equation. Next question here from Joe. Hey, Nick, my boy, what's going on? Dowdle, Mostert, or Warren? If Mostert plays, I am 100% playing Mostert just because he's the guy that I have the most confidence in actually seeing a decent amount of touches. I think that Achan is still the lead back 100%, but I think Mostert will be involved if he plays. My best guess, though, is Mostert doesn't play. I'm going to play Jaylen Warren. Jaylen Warren plays a decent amount of snaps, but he is buried behind Najee Harris in the depth chart. With that said, I do think Warren has that upside to bust off a huge run. Dowdle should be fine as well, but I definitely lean with Jaylen Warren over Dowdle. To be honest with you, actually, I think I lean with Jaylen Warren over Mostert as well. So I would go with Jaylen Warren regardless. The games haven't really popped off yet, but again, he's still getting reinvigorated into the offense. He did get hurt in the offseason, so he's getting more and more healthy. I think the best days are ahead for Mr. Jaylen Warren. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and play Jaylen Warren there. So thank you for the super chat. And Patrick, I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed the defense videos. Do I have to pay to get a question answered? No, you don't, Shane, technically, because I try to answer as many questions as possible. But if someone donates, which I appreciate, they get moved to the top of the chart. But if you stay towards the end of the stream, basically everyone gets their questions answered. Jason, thank you for the super chat, my man. I really appreciate you all the time. Super chatting means the world to me. Trade Ladd and Diggs for London and Amari Cooper. Okay. So right now, my view on Ladd McConkey is he's the number 2 on the team. That's my view right now. But that doesn't mean he's locked in as the 2. Diggs is the number 2 on the Texans /3. London is the number 1 on the Falcons. Cooper is the number 1, but can't catch the ball. That and the targets have been just not accurate at all. I'd rather have London and Cooper. I think London is the best player in that trade by far. London's the type of guy that can finish as a top 10 receiver. I don't think any of the guys in this trade have top 10 upside besides London. Diggs, at best, is like the wide receiver 18, and that's because he scored 1 million touchdowns. So I'm going to go ahead and go with London and Amari Cooper. Cooper might be straight dust come 2 weeks from now, right? This is kind of our last hoorah with him, right? I'm cutting bait after this week. I'm never fucking starting him again if he stinks again. But I would definitely go with London and Amari Cooper. I think you win that trade if you accept it. Demetrius says Kittle possibly not playing. Pick up Hunter Henry. Yeah, my best guess is that Kittle doesn't play. Now, we've heard reports of, oh, the guy's not going to play. Then he plays. And then maybe he's just 100% healthy or he looks 100% healthy and it doesn't matter. There's also a chance that they say he's not going to, or they say he's going to play and then he goes out there and he doesn't look healthy at all. There's a chance that he just doesn't play, which I think we're teetering closer to the reality where he doesn't play. So I would just pick up Hunter Henry and play him tonight. That is the far smarter move. So that's what I would do. I'd pick up Hunter Henry and play him. I don't think Kittle's going to end up playing. So thank you for the super chat, Demetrius. I would 100% play Hunter Henry. Easy money. Thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate the content. Thanks, Nick. No problem. I really appreciate you just super chatting, even without a question. It means a lot to me. So I appreciate all you guys, genuinely, whether you super chat, whether you're just here for funsies. I really do appreciate you. It does mean everything to me that this many people watch. Like, there's 130 people right now that could be doing anything. You could be watching whatever. I don't know what the Thursday night show looks like because I'm on here, but you could be watching that. Instead, you're watching me. So I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you, Easy Money. Thank you very much. Tony Tegler says, starting running backs. Oh my God, he has the MW3 fucking elite logo from back in the day. Any real gamers like myself instantly recognize that. I used to play video games all the time when I was a kid. Straight up nerd I was back in the day. Still am. But starting running backs are Saquon. Why the fuck did I say his name like that? Saquon and Jonathan Taylor. Bench is Allen and Dowdle. Any good waiver running backs you recommend? Yeah, I wouldn't want to cut Allen or Dowdle for any of those other running backs, if I'm being honest with you, because I think if something happened to Breece Hall, Allen instantly becomes a top 12 running back. That might sound crazy, But if you watched last week, if you watched his tape from college, if you've heard anything about this guy, it's that he's a certified beast. So I would definitely want him on my team. And Dowdle, I think any given week here could just shapeshift into the running back one on Dallas. But if I wanted to get one, I would want Hubbard. Hubbard is definitely the guy out of that group that you want because Hubbard's going to be the starting running back on the team for at least this game, and I think at least the next couple of games while the other running back comes back from his injury. So I would definitely pick up Hubbard, but I wouldn't cut any of those running backs you have for Chuba Hubbard personally. Next question on here from John. Thank you very much for the super chat. Flex, Godwin, Connor, Jacobs, or more. This is another question where it's really tough, so I get why I asked the question here. My answer to that would be Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin has popped off in back-to-back games as a top 10 wide receiver. He has an incredibly easy matchup yet again. And even when Mike Evans legitimately dunked on the defense, I'm trying to think of who they were playing back in week 1. They had a huge showing. We saw that Evans ate, Godwin also ate. This week, if Evans eats and has a huge game, I still expect Godwin to have a huge game. So I'm going to go Godwin. They're all good answers. You could talk yourself into any of them, but Godwin is probably the safest bet and pretty close in terms of upside. So I definitely go with Godwin. Should I start Eddie Lacy this week? Of course. Culture clips, Gus or Braylon in a deep league and dealing with injuries. Personally, I'm going to play Braylon Allen. I know Gus Edwards probably will see more touches than Braylon Allen, but Gus Edwards has been as inefficient as they gets. He's running the ball in slow fucking motion, and he basically looks like he did last year. The difference between last year and this year is clear. Last year, he scored 13 touchdowns. This year, he has been iced out of the end zone, and J.K. Dobbins has been the one scoring. Now, Braylon Allen, you obviously need a touchdown. There is a chance this game does end up being a blowout by the Jets, and that would lead to Allen getting in the end zone as well. In that scenario, getting some garbage time work. I'm going to play Braylon Allen. I think basically you're shooting for, hey, who has the most upside? I think the most upside is Braylon. So that's why I'm going to play him. Thank you, John. I really appreciate that. Let's win another league this year, man. Pick 2. Nani says London, Moore, JMO. I'm 0-2 and have Tyreek. Running backs are Pacheco, Mason, Monty, and Ford. Was thinking of trading Tyreek for Nico. Any other options? If you can trade Tyreek for Nico, I would be perfectly fine doing that. Because I think Tyreek's cooked for the next 4 weeks and your team's 0-2, so you want to win. That's a good question because it's really tough. JMO's been really playing well, and DJ Moore has been held captive by Caleb Williams. If Caleb Williams started playing well, I think Moore would start popping off. Personally, right now, I have Moore ranked ahead of Jameson Williams. But I think I'm going to end up having to move that because I think if it was me, I'd probably rather play. Let's just pull up the game log. I think I'd rather play JMO. Last week, Moore was the wide receiver 30. The volume's there. Again, it's just like the fucking touchdowns are going to be non-existent. Like Caleb Williams has looked like shit. The offensive line looks bad. I'm going to move that right now. I'm going to update the rankings tomorrow on Patreon so you guys will see the slight change. I'm going to move Jameson Williams over DJ Moore. I'm going to move Drake London over DJ Moore. I'm going to move Metcalf over DJ Moore. So I'm going London and I'm going Jameson Williams. I think in the future, the answer to this is going to be London and Moore every single week once Caleb figures it out. But as of right now, it's got to be London and Jameson Williams. And at running back, you want to go with Mason and Montgomery, I think. Pretty sure it's Mason and Montgomery. Mason for sure. I know that. Yeah, Mason and Montgomery. So JMO, London, JMO, London, Mason, Montgomery. Jason, thank you for the super chat again. Never mind. I just traded Ladd and Charbonnet for Warren Pickens. Win. That is a win because I think Pickens is going to end up picking things up eventually. But right now, this week, that's an L because I'd much rather have started Charbonnet. But in the future, I think that will end up as a win, especially if Warren takes over for Najee, which I don't think is a lock, but I think it probably will end up happening. Thank you again for the super chat. Joe says start Darnell Mooney, Rome, or Coleman. Oh, man, dude. I don't want to start Coleman at all. Coleman's been getting all of the snaps. And just 1 second, guys. I'm going to go dark for half a second while I do something. But I'm going to keep talking. Yeah, when it comes to Coleman, you just simply can't play him right now. He is playing an insane amount of snaps, but the problem is snaps don't always mean you're going to score a bunch of fantasy points, right? Just because he's out there, sure, at running back it might, right? When you're getting all the touches, but at receiver, if the ball's not being thrown his way, he's not doing anything. Now, I don't think that we're going to end up seeing DJ Moore suit up. Darnell Mooney probably is the safest bet out of the group. There's really no way that I would want to play Romeo, or that I'd want to play Darnell Mooney over Romeo Dobbs, right? Not Romeo Dobbs. I know I might have said that multiple times. I meant a Dunze. Oh, Dunze. I gotta figure out where Dunze is my ranking. So Dunze is wide receiver 45. Dunze has scored. It's not good. I know that for sure. uh, yeah, he's been the wide receiver 61 and 93. Yeah, I mean, I'm playing Mooney. I'm playing Mooney, especially since I feel like Kirk Cousins has figured it out. I don't want to play Mooney. Mooney is like such a fucking disgusting name. Like, you just know he's not that good of a receiver. But if he's the number 2 receiver and Kirk Cousins looks that good and the game is high scoring, I'm going to go Darnell Mooney, even though like my heart tells me you got to play Rome Odunze, but I'm just not going to. I'm playing Darnell Mooney because that's what actually makes sense. So play Darnell Mooney. Michael, hey, what's going on? Could you rank these? Cooper, JSN, Ford, Mooney? Yeah, I can do that for you. The answer is JSN, Ford, Cooper, Mooney. JSN first because JSN had a huge game last week. That doesn't always mean you're going to score a lot of fancy points the next week. But if the Dolphins put Cater Kohu onto JSN, which is 100% possible, Cater Kohu is going to get fucking eaten for lunch. He is going to get demolished. And I'm not even talking about like a demolished, like, oh, yeah, he's going to get pushed over. No, dude, Cater Kohu is going to get eviscerated. He's going to get Mortal Kombat finished by Jackson Smith-Njigba. I can almost guarantee it. As a Dolphins fan, I've watched Cater Kohu get fucking cooked by bums. He's been playing a little bit better this year, but he's just not that great. He was great, though, a couple years ago. I believe in his rookie year, Darth Cater. Love his nickname, but it's JSN first, then Ford. Now, Ford did get a little bit diddled by the other running back playing ahead of him last week, but I think the team realized, hey, the other running back is way worse than Ford, so we're going to play Ford more. So it's JSN, Ford. Cooper, one of these days he's going to have a good game, and then Mooney last. So JSN, Ford, Cooper, and then Mooney. Thank you for the super chat. Ernesto, thank you for the super chat. Jahmyr Gibbs, Stevenson, Laporta, or Likely. That's a tough question. The first one's tough because I have Gibbs and Stevenson both ranked inside of the top 12. I have Gibbs running back 7, Stevenson running back 12. The matchup against the Arizona Cardinals is what ultimately pushes me over the edge. Now, the Jets is also a great matchup up against the run. The Jets defense is bad up against the run, but I'm definitely going to go with Gibbs. You drafted Gibbs likely in the first or second round. Gibbs has been solid. He's been getting a bunch of passes. The Detroit Lions offense was in a funk last week. They couldn't shake it off Taylor Swift style, but I do expect them to shake it off this week and have a better showing. So I'm going to go ahead personally and play Jahmyr Gibbs. It's very, very close, but I'm going Jahmyr Gibbs. And the Laporta versus Likely, it just has to be Laporta. I like Likely a ton. I think Likely is a very talented player, but I don't think you can bench Laporta for him yet. Laporta, I know, has had 2 stinkers, but I just cannot do it. I simply cannot do it. I guess I just can't play. I just can't play the guy I picked up off the waiver wire or drafted with my last pick over Laporta yet. Based upon also what we saw to Likely last week, it's not like he's the clear, undisputed tight end 1 on this team over Andrews, which, anyone with a brain kind of already knew. So while I do like Likely, I'm definitely playing Laporta over him, and then we're going to go with Gibbs over Stevenson. You're going double Lions. Emmanuel, thank you very much for the super chat. Trade Lamar and Charbonnet for Hurts and Achane. Yeah, I'm accepting that immediately if you are getting Hurts and Achane. Achane's an every week starter. Charbonnet is a once in a blue moon once Walker gets hurt starter. I have Hurts ranked over Lamar. The fact that this is even fucking possible is hilarious. You take Hurts at Achane, you accept it right now, and you don't even look back. That is the easiest accept I have ever seen. I'm not even going to sit here and break it down at a crazy margin. Achane is ranked a gazillion spots ahead of Charbonnet in most weeks, and basically every week, even if Walker is hurt. Lamar and Hurts weekly could flip flop. You could flip flop one over the other. Most weeks, I'm going to have Hurts ranked above Lamar. So Hurts and Lamar is kind of more of a wash, but Achane's way better than Charbonnet. So you want to do that trade immediately, not even think about it. And someone asked about Cam Newton. I didn't see who it was. I've been scrolling. I don't think Cam Newton joins the Dolphins practice squad because I don't think Cam Newton has he has too much of an ego to sit on the fucking practice squad. That's all I'll tell you. I like Cam Newton. His live streams are very funny. He played in NCAA against one of my favorite streamer, the only streamer that I watch, Los Polos TV, and it was one of the funniest streams I've ever seen. Cam Newton's funny as fuck, but I don't think at this point in his career, I think he's just accepted being over, and he doesn't want to just sit on the practice squad. Pittman, Deontay Johnson, Judy, yikes. Legendary One, thank you for the super chat. I don't think it's as much of a yikes as you may think it is. I'm going to play Pittman and Judy. I understand that Pittman has not lived up to expectations yet, but I'd be hard pressed to sit Pittman due to the amount of targets that he's gotten. It feels like it's almost bound to go right soon. Bound to fall in love. Like it's bound to eventually come correct, right? So I'm going to go ahead and play Pittman. And then I'm playing Judy over Deontay Johnson strictly because Judy's done it back-to-back weeks, having solid games where Deontay Johnson's been in the gutter. There's a chance that Andy Dalton just loves throwing the fucking ball to Adam Thielen. So I'm going to go with Judy and Pittman. That feels like the safest bets. And I agree with Caitlin. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button. Justin, thank you for the super chat. Ramondre, Kyron, or Pickens at flex. I'm playing Ramondre, but you don't want to actually play Ramondre as your flex. You want to play him as your running back 1 or 2 because in case someone, like I said before, if someone magically gets hurt, like hurts their hamstring or stubs their toe and they're out for the fucking season, before the game, Evan Ingram style, you want to make sure that you're ready to swap your flex. So it's definitely Ramondre Stevenson. Kyron, I might have him ranked a little too low because I did have a bit of an epiphany that made me realize that while the offensive line sucks ass, there is a chance that we end up seeing the team just dump the ball off to Kyron 10 times. Like, that wouldn't be that crazy either. So I might have to move him up my rankings slightly, but it's definitely Ramondre Stevenson. Great matchup tonight against the Jets. Great running back in both games. Pickens is just out of the equation there. So I definitely play Ramondre. Michael, is Quentin Johnson startable yet? Not against the Steelers, but in other matchups, he probably would be. I disagree with you, Spock. I think because of the matchup, I wouldn't feel comfortable enough. But yeah, the answer is Ramondre, Justin. The answer is Ramondre. Flex, Garrett Wilson, Alec Pierce, Montgomery, Judy Algier. I'm going to have to pull up the stream on my phone to see it, Legendary One. To see the super sticker. I'm going to pull it up on my phone now because I want to see it. You did super chat it, so thank you. Garrett Wilson, Alec Pierce, Montgomery, Judy Algier. I understand that Garrett Wilson has not lived up to expectations so far. I understand week 1 was incredibly frustrating when you end up seeing Alan Lazard score 2 touchdowns and you end up seeing Garrett Wilson do basically diddly squat compared. But it's week 3. It's week 3. It's not week 12, right, where we've seen Garrett. Like, maybe if Garrett Wilson's salad's getting tossed every single week and you're not able to start him, 8 weeks from now, sure, I'm fine making that move. But it's week 3. We don't want to galaxy brain start Alec Pierce with Josh Downs potentially back. Montgomery sure might be safer than Wilson, but I'm playing Wilson. I'm not overthinking things. Don't overthink things because that's what'll bite you in the ass, especially early on in the season. You want to play a fist bump. Yes, sir. Fucking bro fist pewdify style. I don't overthink things this early on in the season. So it's Garrett Wilson for me. Thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you very much. Gang, what's up? Yeah, play Garrett Wilson. If for some reason you're so against Garrett Wilson and you ask this question, just play Montgomery, but I'm playing Garrett Wilson. I wish I was good at fucking Madden. I suck at like every single. Actually, I don't suck. Like I could probably beat the average person that plays Madden or NCAA. I am probably better than the average person. But if you're like slightly above average, you'd probably torch me in Madden. Is it right to drop Jake Elliott for the Bucks kicker? Yeah, I'm not really too into. You don't have to hold your kicker. Like I'm considering dropping Justin Tucker, and because Justin Tucker has not been good. Now it's not that Justin Tucker has been so bad to where it's like, oh, I have to cut him, but he's reached the point in my brain where I'm starting to be like, I actually hate. I'm starting to hate the fact that I drafted Justin Tucker. He's starting to piss me off. What defense this week? Chargers or Raiders? Probably gonna go Chargers. Probably gonna go Chargers. Alec Pierce, do not play Alec Pierce over Garrett Wilson. Play Garrett Wilson. What about Lamar and Charbonnet for Josh Allen and Connor? Do that instantly. Get Josh Allen and Connor. Brandon Allen or Rico Dowdle. I would play Rico. Do I drop Eckler for Zamir White? I would. Can you pick my two flexes? Ridley, Shakir, Hubbard, Akers. Also, should I drop a Dunze for Jerry Jeudy or Lad McConkey? I'm not cutting bait with a Dunze yet because I really do believe that once Williams figures it out, Dunze is going to smack and be amazing. But if you want to play someone this week, you can pick up Jeudy. I'm playing Ridley and Akers. I think Akers is going to have a big game. Am I starting Ramondre or Kyron this week? Ramondre. Zay Flowers or DJ Moore? Zay Flowers. Longtime fan. What's up? Yugi, I appreciate you. Carr or Dak? I'm going Carr. Carr, Dak, Carr. I just paid my car note, but you know I got you next week. Thank you, Force. Don't feel obligated to super chat. It's good for you. Good for you. You don't have to super chat every week. I try to get to everyone's questions. Again, it is difficult. Spock is also in the chat. Shout out to Spock, helping people out. If I don't get to your question, Spock is the next best thing. And honestly, sometimes Spock is the better thing than me in terms of answering these questions. Spock's a very smart guy. I appreciate all that he does for me. It means a lot to me. So shout out to Spock. If you guys want to join the Discord, join the Discord. I'm going to be honest, I have been slacking in there because I haven't been in there recently. Because after that Dolphins game, I was so down bad. I didn't even want to fucking think about football. And then obviously I do have to think about it because it's, part of the job here. This isn't my only job. I have another job, which is also why I'm not in the Discord as much as I want to be. But the Discord's very fun. Everyone in the Discord seems to like each other. You guys all seem like nice people in there, nice guys and gals, because Caitlin's in there, obviously. So there's at least one woman in there. Shout out Caitlin. So make sure you guys check out the Discord. Spock's always in there. And it's a good time in there. And I'll try to get in there more as the season goes along. And definitely next year, I'm going to make it a very big priority to make sure that I'm in there more. And as the season goes along, the same case. Charbonnet, Reed, or Likely? Great question, Felix. The answer to that would be Charbonnet. Again, the Dolphins' run defense is as bad as it gets. The Dolphins' run defense can't stop a nosebleed. The Dolphins' run defense couldn't stop me, couldn't stop Wee Man, couldn't stop Tyrion Lannister, couldn't stop fucking literally anyone. They couldn't stop my brother, who's 15 years old, running at him. So I'm going with Charbonnet. Reed and Likely, there's way more range of outcomes. There's a range of outcomes where Reed scores 30 points. There's a range of outcomes where he scores 3 points. There's a likely outcome with 20 points. There's a likely outcome with 3 points. Whereas Charbonnet, there's an outcome with 18, 20 points. There's also an outcome with 10 points. So he's a much safer floor play, and the upside's huge against the Dolphins. So I'm definitely playing Charbonnet. I'm not even trying to think twice about it. Yeah, Thursday Night Football has been kind of sucky a little bit. A little sucky. Love you long time. I can't sit Derrick Henry. What's up, Juan? Thank you for the super chat. I can't sit Derrick Henry, Achane, or CD. So Chris Godwin, Chris Olave, Tony Pollard. Which two would you start in the wide receiver and flex? I agree with the assessment of you can't sit those guys. So I won't disagree with that. My honest opinion to this is, oh man, you have to play Godwin. I'm 100% playing Godwin, so lock him in as your wide receiver. The question is at flex. between Olave and Tony Pollard. I think Olave, one of these games, is going to have that huge game. We saw him a lot more involved last week, despite the fact that he wasn't very involved in week one. But Pollard's got another good matchup that's calling my name, and Pollard has been very consistent in back-to-back weeks. If you want the most upside possible, you play Olave. If you want a safe bet, you play Pollard. On my team, if I had Olave and Pollard, based upon how much Kamara's involved, how much Shahid's involved. Again, this doesn't mean Olave is a bad play, but I am playing Pollard over Olave. It's not by a large margin. It's not like, oh my god, I have Pollard ranked fucking 20 spots ahead of Olave. He's not. But I would play gun to the head. I'm playing Pollard over Olave. It is super close. I've just really loved what I've seen out of Pollard. I've loved the fact that he's the clear lead back. And it's pretty clear that the team needs to use him a ton to just keep the ball out of Will Levis's hands, make sure Will Levis can make as least amount of mistakes as possible. So I'm definitely going to go ahead here and bang my chest and say, I want to play Tony Pollard over Olave. So Chris Godwin's the lock, and then we're going Tony Pollard. Next question here from JPTR2A. Thank you for the super chat. Make sure you put your question in chat, because if you donated $20 and you don't ask a question, that's going to hurt me greatly. You are amazing. Thank you. You're the one who's amazing. I appreciate you. Make sure you leave the question in chat, though, because I would feel very bad if I didn't answer your question and you donated me that much money. I really do appreciate you. Mr. Diddy is just an insane name, by the way. I can't believe that's your name. Here's the link to join Discord. Yeah, make sure you guys join. It is free. You guys check that out. I'll try to hop in during this game into the chat. I did that during last week's game, so I'll do it again today. I'll hop in every once in a while, leave my opinion on what's going on. This game, though, probably going to be boring. If I had to guess, this is probably, I don't know what the game is next week, so maybe next week's game's even worse. Let's see, Thursday night football schedule. So any Thursday where I'm not doing something, like sometimes I do go watch the games with my friends, I'll be in the Discord. We'll make that a guarantee, a stone cold fucking lock guarantee. I'll be in there every Thursday. All right, so next week is Giants Dallas. That's a good game, but not really. So actually, that's a bad game. Then Bucks Falcons. That should be good. So there are some good games, but Thursday Night Football as a whole is just kind of always disappointing. Make sure you guys join the Discord. 18 full PPR, 1 wide receiver, 2 flexes. Diggs, Godwin, Ramondre, Keenan Allen, Javonte Williams, Rashad White, Ford. Godwin, Ramondre, White. If White doesn't play, it's Godwin, Ramondre, Ford. Sucky now. Rate my starting team. What movie is that from? Kyler Murray, Collins, Worthy, Gibbs, Achane, Pitts, Connor, Raiders, and Carlos Sanchez. Looks good to me. Give that a nice 8.5 out of 10. Robinson or Naylor? I'd play Robinson. If Addison's out, though, I'd play Naylor. Henry or Pitts? That's tough. I'd go Pitts. Akers, Steele, or BTJ? Definitely don't play Steele. Go Akers. I like Akers a lot. I love me some Akers. ETN, Pollard, or Dobbins? I'd go Pollard and ETN. And JPTR2A, make sure you put your question in chat. If it's not letting you send the question, which might be why you haven't asked it yet, make sure you don't include any of these thingies in the chat, like any of the like weird fucking symbols. If you include any of the weird symbols, I'm just gonna put them on the screen. If you include any of those like weird ass symbols, they just for some reason might not let you say it in the chat. And if for some reason it just doesn't work, just tell me you DM me on Twitter or something, and I'll answer it that way. Shit, where was I? Garrett Wilson or Robinson non-PPR family league? I'm definitely playing Garrett Wilson. Got Breece Hall. I just need him to show up tonight, or there might be what the fuck do you mean there might be consequences? What does that mean? What do you mean by that? There might be consequences. That's an insane thing to say. That's so funny. There might be consequences, buddy. Breece Tall. Throw you in a locker, pal. How you gonna like that, buddy? That's actually a hilarious comment. Moss or Madison? Moss. Yeah, he's gonna use the force. Feed Ramondre. I agree. Wilson or Godwin? Wilson. Ooh, yeah, Wilson. Even though it's close, I'd go Wilson. You probably want to get both into your lineup, though, if possible. I'm starting Tyreek because I wouldn't be able to sleep if I didn't play him. But I also have Waddle. Yeah, I'd bench Waddle for JSN. Not because I hate Waddle, but just because, like, realistically, the game plan of the Dolphins is going to be just to feed the ball to Tyreek, feed the ball to Achane, and then the rest, like, you just get the strap. Pause. You get the scraps. So I would definitely bench Waddle for JSN. Sorry if this has already been answered, but can you look over the wide receiver waiver wire and give me some guys I may be able to play desperate for wide receivers? If you need to play someone, Jawan Jennings, Demarcus Robinson, Jalen Naylor, those kind of guys. Let's do a live stream of Among Us, maybe in the off season. We could do a nice Among Us live stream. Half PPR, Dobbins, Rashad White, Jones. Pick two, por favor. It's Rashad White and Dobbins, but if White doesn't play, you just can't play him. Ramsey, thank you for the super chat. Is Dell a bust this year? Should I trade him? My opinion is Dell is probably a bust. Now, am I going to say completely write him off and trade him for a half-eaten bag of potato chips? No. But we're basically at the point where it feels like Diggs is higher than him on the hierarchy, and Collins is clearly the number one. Now, Dell is still a good play because of the upside. It's hard to find upside like Dell has because any given play, he could catch the ball, run 90 yards into the end zone. Our opinion on Tank Dell is 100% different if he scored that touchdown last week that he didn't catch, right? If he caught that ball, he would have ran directly into the end zone. I can almost guarantee it. So our opinion on Dell would be significantly different right now if one catch was different. Now, if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. So again, I guess I understand you might say that too. If you can trade Dell for someone decent, I would just get rid of him. That's kind of my opinion on it. But I wouldn't trade him for some absolute fucking bum. I would rather just have him for the upside if that was the case. Live stream the game. No, I can't live stream the game, dude. I'm technically working right now, so I do have to once I get off of this, I have to go fucking answer a million emails. So I'm on the clock as we speak, so can't be fucking sitting here for 4 hours. I work every Thursday, I work every Sunday. I'm off every Tuesday though, which is why you guys get those 2 super long videos every single Tuesday because I have a lot more time. What's up, Amy? My only options are Singletary, Thielen, and Tolbert because of other injuries. Please help. I got you. Just play Singletary. Singletary, he's going to get the touches. If he scores a touchdown, you'll be happy. If he doesn't score a touchdown, you won't be too mad because he got enough touches to be fine. That's my opinion on that. I think Thielen could have a huge game, but I just don't trust Andy Dalton enough, so I would just play Singletary. Andrew Ray, thank you for the super chat, my man. Make sure you leave your question in chat. I would play Singletary over Gibson. Andrew, thank you for the super chat. Andrew's question was Pittman or Brian Robinson. I know you were going to say Pittman, but BRJ looks like number one on the Jags. Oh, are you talking about Brian Thomas Jr.? I'm playing Pittman over Brian Thomas Jr., but if you're talking about Brian Robinson Jr., I am playing Brian Robinson Jr. over Pittman. I think I just have to play Pittman. I know Brian Thomas Jr. looks like the number one on the Jaguars, but I can't quit Pittman yet. I just can't do it. I didn't want anyone to draft him. I told you guys not to draft him, basically. But people did, which is okay. You know, you have your own thoughts. You're not just fucking, your brain isn't just mine. You don't think everything that I think. I'm playing Pittman one more time. I'm riding him out, pause one more time. And if it ends up combusting, if it ends up not going well, then it is what it is. But I'm riding him out there one more time, one last ride. Just hoping he's getting the volume. He just hasn't really turned it into anything. And let's just hope this is the week because that's kind of normally what happens, right? We all give up on someone. Like if I said to sit Pittman in every single league, I can guarantee you Michael Pittman would go out there and score like 30 fucking points. So I'm going to play Pittman. I'm giving him one last ride out. But you want to play Brian Thomas Jr., so play Brian Thomas Jr. Play him. Play him. Brian, thank you for the super chat. I gave out DK for Bowers. Didn't have a good tight end. That's fine. That is fine. Bowers was a guy I didn't like at all in the offseason. And then towards the end of the offseason, I completely changed my mind on him and started to like him. Now, was I liking him so much that I was like, you got to draft him in every league? Of course not. I didn't end up with him on any one of my teams. I wish I had Bowers. Bowers is an 8+ target guy weekly. He's getting all of the easy targets. He's getting all of the easy routes. He's running basically wide open because no one can fucking cover him with how skilled he is since he's a tight end who's basically a wide receiver, 2-time Mackey Award winner in college. You definitely won that trade, in my opinion. Because Metcalf, while he had a huge game last week, I don't think he's always going to do that. And I think JSN could surpass him. I have Kittle and Henry. Should I start Henry? Yes, AJ, you should. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like Kittle's 100% out. I'm not going to sit here and say 100% bet your mortgage Kittle's out. But if I had Henry and I had Kittle, I would play Henry. Why? Because I just don't think Kittle is going to play. Again, I'm not going to sit here and deal in absolutes. Only Siths deal in absolutes. I'm not going to say it's a guarantee, but everything that I've read tells me he is probably not going to play. And when you're probably not going to play, that's going to lead towards me playing the other guy who I know for sure is going to play, and a guy that had so many targets last week. I don't expect him to be like a week winner this week, Hunter Henry, like he was last week, but I do think he'll be consistent enough to be fine. Again, they just don't have a lot of wide receiver weapons there. Then, let me see. JPT, please make sure you put your question in chat. Let me just make sure I missed it. JPT. Make sure I didn't miss anything. No, I didn't miss it. Please hit that. Please leave your question in chat. Unless you're just really being nice, which is crazy to me. Donating $20 to be nice. If your aunt had balls, she'd be your uncle. That's true. Am I losing weight? Honestly, I don't think so. I was trying to in the off season, but then the season comes and I'm so dialed in. I'm just sitting at the computer. And I need to go back out and jog like I used to. I don't think I'm getting like significantly fatter though. I probably do. I do look better than last season though. I really messed up last season. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Turned into John Pork, you know. Gibson or Singletary this week? I'd play Singletary. I traded Achane for JT and Love. Did I win? I'd rather have Achane. I don't think it's that crazy though. Ramondre or Drake London? Ramondre. BTJ or Akers? I'd play Akers, but BTJ is way safer. Dobbins or Coleman? Dobbins. Akers or BTJ? Akers. Shaheed or Njigba? Shaheed. My grandma's sitting next to me hearing that live stream like this. Sorry to Tyron's grandma. Opinions on trading Mike Evans and Monty for Jamar? That is way too much of an overpay. In my opinion, I think you're paying way too much to get Jamar. I think at the very least, you should be getting someone else back. At the very least, you should be getting someone else back. You can't trade away Evans and Monty and just get Gibbs. Half PPR, Ferguson or Likely. I would play Likely. For the love of God, can someone in this chat tell me if they would rather play Kelsey or Bowers? I'm playing Bowers. Nate. Would you play Kobe Parkinson over Hunter Henry? No. Start Kirk or Goff off waivers. I'm playing Goff. Hunter Henry over Kobe, I agree. Shout out to the grandma. Facts. I traded Achane. Yeah, again. Personally, I'd rather have Achane. What I will tell you is Achane is significantly more likely to get injured compared to Jonathan Taylor. Knock on wood, we don't root for injuries, but I would rather have Achane over JT based upon what we've seen this season. Now, again, does that mean that you got fucking fleeced? You got pantsed? You got rejected? No. Still fine trade, but I would just lean the other way again. But that wasn't like a terrible trade. Like I wouldn't be face palming if I did that. Akers, Hunter Henry or Ferguson. Henry for me. Captain Spock. I counter and ask for Rice, Kyron, and Pittman. Yeah, I'd rather have Rice, Kyron, and Pittman over that. The group you have. Rashid or JSN Rashid. Yes, sir, Tyron. I definitely have Bowers over Kelsey. I remember when there was like 50 people max in the chat. Love to see the growth and be a part of it. Thank you, Culture Clips. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's crazy. Back when I started doing this, even before you were watching, I guess I would live stream. There'd be like 3 of us in here. Might have been like me, Spock, and one other person. Maybe my dad, right? Or me on my other phone, right? Me on the phone. But now there's a lot of people that watch, and it is truly crazy, right? That many people care about what I have to say. It's crazy. It truly is. It's like shocking almost. And then it's like crazy, like I'm not even like the biggest, and it's still shocking that like sometimes there's 200 people in here. There's other streamers that are getting 1,000+ people in there, which is crazy. The biggest stream I've ever done was when I was at Stochastic, and I would give out DFS advice. I think there was like 3,000 to 4,000 people in the stream, and I just got so nervous. Like the fact that 3,000 and 4,000 people are watching me. It's also a little bit different too because their audience isn't like there for me, right? They're there for the DFS advice, whereas like you guys are here, I guess, for the fantasy advice too, but you also like me, so it's a little bit different. Because like I know I can just start randomly talking about random other shit and people won't get mad. Whereas there, you got to be super dialed in. You know, shout out to those guys at Stochastic. Neighbors and Zamir for AJ Brown. I don't like trading for injured players, so I'd rather have Neighbors and Zamir. Spock, you playing Henry or Ferguson? Let's see what Spock says. Brian Thomas Jr. or Judy? Wilson or Jacobs? Wilson. You're 2-0. Very nice. Higgins, Shakir, Kirk, and Pittman. Higgins and Pittman. If Higgins doesn't play, Shakir and Pittman. I need 2 for my 8 team. Just making sure I didn't miss anything here. ETN, Dobbins, Jamo, Williams, Diggs, Allen, Stroud or Baker. Okay. Ooh, Stroud or Baker. Stroud or Baker. Stroud or Baker. Stroud. ETN, Jamo. Trade away Robinson Jr. for Diggs. No. Gesicki this week. I think Gesicki will be fine. I would be fine starting him. Thanks, bro. You helped me a lot the past 2 seasons. Go Broncos. Go Broncos, baby. Let's Broncos country. Let's ride. Charbonnet, Akers, or Javante Standard? Charbonnet. How many more weeks are we giving Scary Terry? I know it's only week 3, but this motherfucker's making me mad. Yeah, this week. We're giving him 1 more week. 1 more week. Is Pierce a good flex if Downs plays now? I'm curious to see Ferguson's practice tomorrow. I agree. Hopefully more volume goes to Myers and Devon. Yeah, I think Bowers this week. I'm going to be honest. I think Bowers is going to be the number 2 target behind Adams. Let's go! How do I get modded? Yeah, I'll mod you. I thought you were a mod, to be honest. I'll go mod you right now. I would just tell Spock or Caitlin to do it, but I'm going to be honest. I don't know if you're a mod, if you can mod other people. I don't know if it allows you to do that. Pretty sure it doesn't, so I'm just going to go do it. Maybe I can do it on fucking slow mode. It doesn't work outside of the stream. Where are you? All right. Add as mod. There you go. Win a nice $40,000 tonight on DFS and retire from doing this. I'm just kidding. If I made $40,000, I wouldn't fucking retire from making videos. That was a joke. Super happy to be here every week and be part of the Fantasy Fam. We're a Fantasy Fam of almost 40K. That's true. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for watching. You're funny. I hope I am. At least I try to be. Raiders. Obviously good for business. Happy for you, Nikki, that you got this audience. But I do miss the lives were way more chill. Yeah, they used to be way more chill than they are now. It's a lot faster now. Who said we like you? Raiders. Parkinson, Schultz, or Ferguson? I'm playing Ferguson. He's a full go. I agree. Gracias. I have Carr and Josh Allen. I was offered Ayuk and Jamar Chase for Josh Allen and Marvin Harrison. I was offered Ayuk and Chase, Allen and Harrison. Oh God, that's a tough question. That's tough because if Carr is a 2-week Fugaz, if Carr is 2 weeks Fugazi, he has 2 great games and he dies in the ocean, wouldn't surprise me. But Clint Kubiak really has him firing at all cylinders. Kubiak's got this offense looking right. Fuck it. Not playing. I'm taking the trade. I'm getting Ayuk and Jamar Chase. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Yeah. Pitts is pissing me off too. Rich or Kyler? I'd play Kyler. Brian Robinson or Ladd? Robinson. Should I start Baker over Richardson? At this point, I'm still playing Richardson, but Baker's way safer if you want to play Baker. Burgalicious. Have you talked about Tagovailoa situations? What are your thoughts? My thoughts are very simple. Tua gets a concussion. It's not good. He should come back if he wants to and wear a guardian cap. I'm not a doctor. Not going to pretend to be a doctor. I think he should do whatever he wants to do. If he wanted to retire, I'd be kind of mad in a way because, hey, he's the best quarterback that's ever put on a Dolphins jersey besides Marino, in my opinion. But he can do whatever he wants. If he believes it's time to end it, the career, then end it. That's kind of just my feeling on it. He can do whatever he wants. And again, I would only be mad for a little bit because obviously I'd appreciate the fact that what he gave to the Dolphins, and I appreciate the guy. He seems like a really nice guy. But again, it's up to him and the doctors, I guess. Trade away Kyron and a first for Malik. Is this a dynasty question, Carlos? Is this a dynasty question, Carlos? I assume so, but some people play in leagues where you can get a first round pick next year, in fantasy, in your redraft league. So I assume this is dynasty. In dynasty, I'm doing that instantly. If you are getting Malik Neighbors and a first round pick, I would run to accept that trade. That is an instant yes, in my opinion. Instant yes. I think Malik Neighbors, because they're going to get rid of Daniel Jones, they're going to bring in a real quarterback. And Malik Neighbors might be a top 5 receiver. So I'm assuming this is dynasty. I'm clicking accept right now and not even thinking about it. So yes, the answer is yes. I am doing that. It's dynasty, but I'm giving up Kyron. Oh, you're giving up Kyron and a first. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. I don't know how to read, Carlos. That makes it tough. That makes it tough, Carlos. Tell me right now where you think you're going to finish. Do you think you're going to... Is the first round pick going to be high or low or in the middle? If this is an early first round pick, I'm not doing it. If this is a late first round pick, a middle first round pick, I would be fine doing it. Let me know. That does change my opinion. Obviously, you can't say for sure, but it's just kind of more of an assumption. Hey, my team's good, or my team fucking reeks. That's kind of, or the pick that I have, that person's team reeks. I will tell you guys right now, I am not the greatest dynasty player on earth. I am pretty good at regular fantasy, but dynasty is a little bit of a different beast. Top team in my league right now has Pollard. Rankings wise, I got Bijan. Oh yeah, the top team in your league. Oh, bro, your team is fucking stacked, dude. Your team is fucking loaded to the gills. I'm doing that. I'm getting Neighbors. You still have Brian Robinson, Bijan, and Mason. You'll be fine. You will be fine. I'm getting Kyron. I'm trading Kyron away. And the first, and I'm getting Malik. You're going to have a low pick. Just fucking do it. Neighbors is going to be cracked. Neighbors is going to be insane next year with a real quarterback. So I'm definitely making that trade. 100%. And I'm not even thinking twice about it. I'm accepting that and running away. Accept it and running away. I hate Dynasty. People resent me when I kick their ass every year. That's funny. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. No problem. Yeah, I don't really like Dynasty because it's just too much of a time commitment for me. Like, once the season ends, I like, not thinking about football for at least a month or 2, trying to relax. I do make a lot of videos. I mean, it would be different if I was just, someone that just watched videos. I think I'd feel a lot differently. Like, if this wasn't my job, I would definitely feel a lot different. Eduardo, thank you so much for the super chat. Just found out about your channel and you have been spot on. I just need this advice for tight end. Ferguson, Gesicki are likely. By the way, 100 pesos or $5. I'm broke. That's fine. That's fine, dude. Not gonna judge you. You could have sent me fucking 1 peso. I don't even know. I'm not good at math, but it don't matter to me. I really appreciate you. And Migs, leave your question in the chat. And after I answer your question, I'm skedaddling out of here. The game has started, and I gotta go answer my work emails. Okay, so if Ferguson practices in full tomorrow, which you can find on Twitter, and you'll be able to find on any app that you play on. You'll be able to find that information. Maybe not instantly when it's posted, but you'll be able to find that before Sunday. So you want to figure out, does Ferguson practice in full? If the answer is yes, you play Ferguson. If Ferguson practices in limited fashion and he plays, I probably wouldn't play him. Why would I not play him? Because when you're banged up like that, you might play, but you might not be all there. Now, could he play and be all there? Yes, but I don't think it's a guarantee that he is all there if he plays. I would go personally and play Likely. I get he sucked last week, but he's still running a decent amount of routes. The team is still good. The team needs to beat the Cowboys. They're going to have to put the pedal to the metal, and I think Likely has a top 10 tight end game. So if Ferguson is fully healthy, Ferguson. If not, you pivot to Likely. Thank you very much for the super chat. You posted it already. Let me find it, Migs. Migsy. Oh, it didn't post, or I'm blind. Let me try to find it. Does anyone see his question? Shit. It might be further up. And if you put a question and it has like slashes and stuff in that, that's why it might not have posted. Can you just post it one more time? I apologize. Can you like copy paste it? If it has anything like this stuff in it, that's why I probably didn't send any of that stuff. Not the S, of course, but you get what I mean. And thank you again to everyone who super chatted today, everyone who's here today. I appreciate it. Oh, good brother posted. Dude, am I fucking stupid? I don't see it. Does anyone see it? Adios, guys. Does anyone see it? Am I just blind? Because it also might be the streaming software. I'm gonna go look in the chat. I'm gonna pull this chat up. Pull this chat up. And it's not your fault, by the way. It's on YouTube. This happens once a stream where someone can't post a question. All right, I got the stream pulled up on my phone. And if it doesn't work again, thank you, Spud. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It means the world to me. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. If you can just post it again, and if that doesn't work, if you have a Twitter or Instagram, I can tell you where to send it, and I'll just answer it on that. Thank you very much for the super chat, Spud. I appreciate you. Nick, have you ever thought about bringing a guest on your show? Yes. But what I will tell you is when I have a guest, yeah, you can ask questions in Discord. When I have a guest, a lot of the time I accidentally talk over them. A lot of the time, it's just a little hard to do, like, unless you're really with the person. Like, if you know the person really well, it's way easier. I have an Instagram. I have my own Instagram, like my personal Instagram. And that's just where I would have them DM me if the question doesn't work. Tyron. Yes, Mr. Diddy. The way you worded it, the way that it was worded is so funny. All right, Migs, if it doesn't let you send it, you can send it to me on Twitter at NotoriousFantasy. I'll fly from Cali to you. You can sit on the bed next to me. Pause. Or you can put it in the Discord. You sent it to me, dude. Are you trolling me, or is YouTube trolling me? Because I don't see it. You sent it to me on Twitter. Shit. Dude, I don't see it. I feel so stupid because I don't see it. Speak Your Piece says, should I trade Kyron or Walker for Henry or stay put? I'm 100% staying put. All good, man. Love your work. Appreciate it. Wait, where did you send it to me, Migsy? Where'd you send it to me? I feel like I'm getting trolled here. Where'd you put it? Pause. Should I trade Kyron or Walker for Henry? I would not do that. I like not Hunter Henry. I like Derrick Henry as much as the next guy, but I think it's made pretty clear by the team that they don't want to use Henry the way we want them to use him, 25 plus touches a game. He's going to be fine. Like, I don't think Henry is going to fucking fall off the edge of the earth this season, but I also don't see him having a huge season. So he's just going to be fine. If you really wanted, I would be fine trading Kyron for him, but I would probably just stay put because, again, even with a bad offensive line, Kyron might just get 8 targets and you're just going to be fine. So that's just my opinion on things. I would probably stay put. Pat's just got a sack. Nice. All right, I'm going to go turn the game on. Biggs, if it didn't work for you to post to the chat, DM me on Instagram if you have Instagram. At Nick Lepre. It's just my real name. On Twitter, at NotoriousFantasy. And I'll answer on there. I do have a fantasy Instagram. Maybe answer this one. Gesicki or pick up Parkinson, Strange, Ertz. Oh, pick up Ertz. Play Ertz. I love Zach Ertz. Take it easy, Joshua. I love Zach Ertz this week. Zach Ertz has been very consistent for the Commanders. Zach Ertz is probably the number 2 option on that team. I mean, the government name is it's on the internet. You can find it very easily. Type in Notorious Fantasy and my name will show up. So yeah, definitely Ertz. Definitely Ertz. All right, so I'm gonna see you guys later. I'm gonna go watch the game. I love you guys. Thank you for the super chat. Speak your piece again. 100% just keep the guys you got. 43 super chats. I think that breaks the record. Last week we had 38, so I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna go lock in on the game. I'll be in the Discord. Make sure you guys check the Discord out. I started posting the videos on Spotify, Apple Podcast, all that. Again, it's just all about me remembering to do it. Most of the videos should be on there going forward. Some of them might not. It's just all about me remembering. Do I remember? Do I not remember? I just remembered, hey, maybe I should start posting those again. So I started doing it. So make sure you guys check that out as well. Hit that subscribe button. If your real name isn't even Tyron, that's actually funny if it's not. I love you guys all so much. Let's go. See you guys later. To answer this question, 10-team PPR. Who should I start wide receiver and flex? Well, if it's between Adams, Drake London, and Charbonnet, I would play Charbonnet. Thank you guys for watching. Oh, okay, I knew it was your name. Duh. I hope Aaron Rodgers does good. Me too. I'll see you guys later. See you on the Flippity Flop. I hope Shane just super chat, so we won't leave yet. Nick, GOAT, these injuries are no joke. I agree. Some of you guys might have gotten hit by a million injuries. Some of you guys might have fucking dodged, dip, dived, and ducked away from the injuries. Me personally, I ate the injuries for breakfast on a lot of my teams. Who do you flex? Waddle, Foreman, Mooney, or Najee? Also, if Kittle is out, you think Gesicki's the move. If Gesicki is healthy, he's good to go as your tight end. For the flex, I'm going to have to just play Waddle. Najee's like, he's going to get you 8 to 10 points. And if he scores, maybe then he gets you 15. But he's just not fun to play. There's no way you want to play fucking Foreman. He just sucks. Mooney, I guess, is safer than Waddle, but I'm just going to play Waddle and hope that maybe Skylar is better than I think he is. Or also just hope Waddle catches a slant and goes 99 yards to the crib because we know he can do that. Waddle's not ranked high. He's not ranked highly at all in my rankings, but he's still a top 36 receiver. Mooney's not. Foreman wouldn't be anywhere near that in the running back rankings. I guess if you want to be the safest, play Najee, but I'm just going to play Waddle. And then I think Gesicki's fine. So Gesicki's fine for tight end. And then Waddle would be the guy I play at flex. Purdy or Carr, I would play. Personally, I think I'm gonna play Carr. All right, thank you guys for the super chats. Thank you again, Shane. I would play Waddle and just try to hope that everything goes well. And I think Gesicki's fine. So I love you guys. I'm gonna head out of here. We've been streaming for a while. We'll play some nice music as we get on out of here. Great one. Thank you to all of the people that subscribed during the stream. Thank you to everyone that super chat. Thank you to everyone that liked. Thank you to everyone who watched. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on the way out. Hope you guys have a great one. I love you guys all so much. See you guys later. Boop.